How you doing? My name is Anthony Reynolds, and today I'll be giving my presentation on my workplace problem for GE Aviation, TDI. Our problem is customers are not satisfied with delivery. A brief background. The company is that I work for is GE Aviation, TDI, Dayton, Ohio. We build the engine cooling systems for the 737 jets and the 777 jets, Boeing jets that will be released here soon. We do deal with both commercial and military contracts. So even some of your bombers, jet lines and everything that goes through the military, we deal with. The problem that we're having is we're a small department, and with the influx of customers that we have coming in, we're starting to fall short on delivery. We've made a lot of promises to a lot of customers about how many parts we can get them in a week. And unfortunately, without this properly trained staff, we can't get to that number. So we have customers who are not very satisfied with our delivery times, lack of trained employees to keep up with the workflow, budgets haven't been put in place to fix issues. That's one of our major issues, is that we don't know where we want to allocate the funds from to get this project underway. We came up with some potential solutions. We used a couple different techniques. We use like the weighted ranking matrix. I'm sorry. We use the weighted ranking matrix to kind of weigh out some different options that we might consider. And these are some of the solutions that we came up with: hire new employees, revise training manuals. It says buy new equipment or fix existing equipment. Make sure all employees operate the same. We have a lot of issues with training because a lot of people train in the way they do the job and not in a set standard range, which completely overrides what we're trying to do when we're trying to get our quality parts, because everyone could be considered doing something different and we're not getting the same consistency throughout the workflow. Remodel the whole delivery system. That was a strong decision because it could take a lot of money, a lot of time to do so. But in all actuality, it is the best decision, is to just revise the whole system, all the way from the hiring process to the training to the way we have our sales set up, so that way that everything can evenly flow. We narrowed down our training column to a few ideas we felt would benefit the ideas of a successful outcome with training. Training is important because it can make or break the company's bank. Training costs money and is very important to helping fix our delivery problem. The whole key to this part of the process is to be able to compare it to our problem, and with our choices, I believe we are able to do so. The technique that I stuck with was the weighted ranking matrix, where basically the criteria that we wanted to make sure were met would be cost, staff, maintenance, and delivery. We wanted to make sure that everything coincided in those four criteria that we needed to make this a complete system. And so then we talked about new materials, revising the training, new equipment, changing the entire system, and we weighted them out, and we ended up coming with a result of changing the entire system. Out of all the rankings, changing the entire system, even with it being the most costly, became our best choice. To change the entire system, it could be very pricey. It may sometimes outprice the budget, which could put a stop to the progression of the projects. Also, we could come to a dead end when it comes to finding the right candidates for the jobs. We want a correct fit the first time. We want to basically correct fit the first time. We don't need to keep going back, rehiring, retraining, because that costs money. Hiring, training costs money. The biggest risk could be the entire system doesn't make a big enough difference as we thought. We could be doing this all for nothing. ethical considerations, we had to completely change our process in order to get the on-time delivery results that we were looking for. So in order to even get to the on-time delivery results, we had no choice but really to change out our whole system, because we can't really pinpoint where the flaws is, because once you change one hang up, you end up creating another hang up in another area. So it's best to just work out all the kinks from the beginning to the end of the process and change it around to make it fit with the new products that we are putting out. See, the problem was we were operating off an old system when we were putting out less work. Now that we have more work, we need more hands, and we needed a bigger system. And this is what we're doing with this process. Environmental and social considerations. The project had good impact. The project will have a good impact on the environment because we can use this time to test our new eco-friendly products. The biggest impact will be with the social consideration. Not everyone is friendly or a social person. Others may be over the top or too pushy. Through this change, we could do more grouping and teaming projects, hopefully helping mend and build relationships. So through this process, you know that it's going to take a lot of hands. So a lot of many people that you work with aren't very friendly unless forced to be. So we hope that this project was able to help our company build better teams, and so that way we can work with each other in these big groups more often.